Loves, I'm stopping by really quickly just to let you guys know about my new merchandise that I recently put out. You guys asked and I delivered. You can now pick up your Pick Me Nation t-shirts, you guys. I also have Winter is Here merchandise. And I also have Who You Want, Gotta Want You t-shirts as well. So make sure you go and support. It is the holiday times. Definitely go pick up a shirt or a mug for your mother, your fathers, your sisters, brothers, your husband, wife. Make sure you go and support. I have those shirts available now. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Dee. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another quick reaction video for you guys. Now, before we hop into this video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you share and like the video and turn on your notification bell to be notified when I upload new content, all right? So we're gonna hop into this video. Now, in this particular video, they're talking about how feminists, modern day Bonnie Crew feminists, celebrated the passing of Kevin Samuels because they didn't like the truth. And so we're going to hop into this clip. I definitely want you to chime in the comments below. This comes from the Ugly Money podcast. Make sure you support his channel if you haven't already. He definitely, tells the truth about the nature of modern women, and they just don't like it. So I want to go ahead and play this clip for you guys. Definitely chime in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this one, and I'll give my thoughts as well. So let's hop into the video.
When Kevin Samuels passed, people like Vivica Fox literally danced in the street, jumped for joy like this man had committed a crime, he had killed somebody or did a heinous crime to things. And it was just so remarkable to me that they were celebrating another black man's death that had committed no crime. Why do you think that Kevin's death was so celebrated from feminists?
It's because they're feminists. They were all of the hit dogs hollering. You didn't see happily married black women celebrating his death. You didn't see women who were happy in their relationship celebrating his death. It was all of the women who were the women that he was talking about, all of the delusional women, all of the single baby mothers, all of the women who had chose poorly. They got with a Pookie or Ray Ray, and then they were 38, 40 years old, 2 kids, no money, out there looking for the next man that make $250,000, and then they're like, oh, why can't I get it? Why don't I deserve it? So they felt like, he was bringing too much attention to it, to their delusion and the fact that they're not going to get what they're looking for. They don't like that. They don't like accountability. Accountability feels like oppression to people who've never been held accountable.
Oh my God. Listen, no lies detected. He's absolutely right. Those were absolutely the women who were championing this man's passing, who were out here celebrating the passing of a black man who did nothing to them but speak the truth. And the truth is like kryptonite to the women who act this way. They don't want any accountability. You don't want to hear the truth. So you are mad and you're pissed off and pushing back against anyone who says something about it. And I think when it comes to Kevin Samuels, may he rest in peace, a lot of these particular women hated what he had to say to the point of hating him, to the point of celebrating this man's passing as if he wasn't a human being, all because you didn't like his perspective, you didn't like his opinion, and they were mad at the fact that it pertained to them, that they were the people he was talking to, and they didn't want to take any accountability, so it made them angry. And so this is what happens. This is why it's difficult to be honest and upfront about the women in our community, because they hate accountability. It is like kryptonite. They don't want to address their issues, but they're always pointing at others. They're always pointing at the black man and others and speaking on how they need to get it right and how they need to level up, but they don't want to address their own issues as if they don't have any. And I think it's sad that this is the way it is, but this is the nature of a lot of the women who this pertains to in our communities, because they don't want to acknowledge their faults. They don't want to acknowledge that there are issues there. The same way there are issues with a lot of our black men in our communities, there are issues with the black women as well. But for some odd reason, they don't want to address theirs. They become highly upset and very angry when you try to point it out so that you can possibly make changes. They push back and they hate you for it. So I just think that it's a major problem in our community. It's why a lot of women don't get ahead. It's why they're out here struggling when it comes to relationships and other things as well. It's because they don't want to hear the truth. And far too often, our community and society has not held them accountable and coddled them and made them believe that they don't have to make any changes, that it's always on the black man to constantly do what they want. And now that that is not happening, they're angry about that too. So I think we really have to do some soul searching and figure out, how to make those changes, because it's not going to help you. It's not going to better your situations. It's not going to make you better overall. And it's not going to help help the future of your children with it to continuously perpetuate this mentality when we already see that it's not helping at all. So yeah, I think it's unfortunate, but let's continue the clip. Here we go.
That's why they feel that way. They're like, who is this man that's so oppressive and he hates women and he's misogynistic? And then they start, they got to do all the things. They call you every name in the book, every term in the book when you start highlighting the things that they say wrong. You got to be misogynistic. You got to be gay. Or they just talk about your appearance. Or you ugly, you mad, you can't get no chicks. It's all the nonsense that they talk about. So it was all the women who were mad that he was talking about them. And he didn't say nothing wrong. He just like, yo, hold yourself accountable. If you're 250 pounds, 300 pounds, how you expect to get a man that's making $300,000 a year? And why should he just be faithful to you?
Free game.
That's the truth.
Game alert. It's the truth. They hated him for telling the truth. And I'm 43 years old, and still to this day, I still do not understand what women's quarrel with accountability is. It seems like it's literally kryptonite to them.
And that's the truth. That is the truth. As long as that is the case, they're never going to be able to grow mentally, physically, spiritually, in any way. You can go and make money all you want. It's still not going to elevate you in the way that you need to be elevated, especially when it comes to creating healthy relationships, romantic relationships with men, and creating stable and healthy relationships with others as well. Because once again, I think this mentality, it transcends or translates into all areas. It's not just when it comes to men and relationships. It comes to how you communicate with others, how you build relationships with others as well. All of that's going to be a problem if you can't take any accountability for your actions. We are not perfect people. None of us are. Nobody is. So I don't understand why it's so difficult for some to not be accountable for themselves and see their nature in order to make changes. But you always can see the issues with everybody else, but you can't see yourself. That is a major problem. That's a major flaw that a lot of our women seem to possess, and they don't want to do anything to change it. Anytime you hold them accountable and say, hey, sis, you're wrong in that area. Hey, let's shape up in this area. This is not, you shouldn't be out here just being hoish and creating all these babies out of wedlock and, creating all these, baby dad, sleeping with all these men and becoming 3-4 time baby mamas. That is not helpful to the community, and it's not helpful to your own children, the children that you're creating. And if you want better for your kids, you have to understand that that's a problem. But all they can seem to address is, well, I make money. Money is not the only thing that contributes to the well-being of your children. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Money is not the only way that contributes to the well-being of you and your children. They need mental stability. They need emotional support. They need all the things that a lot of women say they want in a man. So how can you want to get that from a man, but you're not actively trying to provide it for you and the children that you're creating? Make it make sense. When we already know that single mother-led household produce the worst in our communities because they don't have structure. They don't have fathers there to help lead them and guide them. They need that. And if you are in denial about that, then it's no wonder why you're in a predicament that you're in, and your children are the ones who are suffering. So I just don't understand it. But, also, and this perpetual idea of, oh, this man got to make all the money, he got to be damn near perfect, and you're not, is insanity. And you do have women like Vivica Fox, 60 plus years old, around here saying he needs to take me shopping and he needs to know who and what I am and basically cater to you. It's just ridiculous. And these women are following this idea of what they believe and what's being perpetuated as to what a good Black man should be and how he should present himself to you is insane, when so many of our women are lost, confused, mentally unstable, don't have any emotional intelligence. They're lacking a whole lot of things that would yield them the best candidates for healthy, stable relationships with any man, and even that they're lacking the skills that would help them to provide healthy, stable communities and environments and household for the children that they're creating. So this is why it's so insane that this narrative is being pushed out here that, oh, the Black man has to be perfect and make all this money and do all this for a woman to be considered a good man, when a lot of these women are not good women. And so I just don't understand shaming a man, celebrating somebody's death, doing all these things is still not going to help your situation. You could be mad, bitter, and shame men all day. At the end of the day, you're going to have to go home and deal with your circumstances, your issues, your lack of being able to have healthy relationships with men and anybody. That is still going to be something that surrounds you, and you're going to have to cope and deal with that. And from what I'm hearing, it's something that a lot of women aren't coping with very well. So listen, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. DeeDeesReactions.